back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my postpartum experience with Microlocs. Alright, so let's get into the video. First and foremost, I would just like to acknowledge the hair. It has come a long way. Yeah, it's been 2 years with Microlocs, and it has been a journey. But yeah, so I transitioned in 2022, and if you've not seen any of my videos, I do have videos on when I installed my locks and the process, and also some of my experiences so far. So please go through my channel and watch those videos. All right, so but it's been a great 2 years with Microlocs, and postpartum was indeed an experience. I just had my first child over a year now, a year and some months, and trust me, the postpartum experience was real with my Microlocs. So I will start with the first experience, or what I noticed with my Microlocs after I gave birth. You know, women experience hair loss, postpartum hair loss after they've given birth, and I don't know why I just didn't think that I would have hair loss with locks, because as your hair is growing out with locks, everything's just getting locked in and whatnot. So I didn't think that would be part of my postpartum experience, but lo and behold, guys, my hair especially, well, it was more so the front part of my hair, but yes, the hair loss was real. It was most definitely present after I gave birth. And if you've seen my previous videos, you would see how my hair was in the front, like how it had locks in the front. And now, guys, wait for it, I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now. Brace yourselves. But yeah, so the front hair definitely has lost some locks, and this is what it currently looks like. Yep, and growing it back has been a bit of an experience. You know, when you're just starting out growing your hair and you're trying to like lock it, what my loctician has done, or what we've been working on per se, is more so just letting it grow out a bit. When it's grown out a bit, I think I go between either just twisting it and letting it be, or twisting and just locking the root, the new growth. So twist it and then lock the new growth. But I find that when I wash my hair, when I do my wash routine, it loosens up. Now, a way of deterring that, which I have not really been doing, but I should be doing, and I recommend doing that, is if I would have to start the process, I would treat those hair as though I'm just starting out my transition to locks. When I first installed my locks, I would have to braid my hair and before I wash my hair. So braid them in certain sections and then go ahead and wash it. And so I would wash them while they're in that braided styling. So I think for the front part of my hair, the ones that are going back now, I would have to braid them, bunch them up and braid them, and then go ahead and wash my hair, because what I've been observing is that anytime I go for my wash, because right now the way I wash it, I just wash my hair the way it is. I don't have to, I am no longer braiding it into sections and then going in for my wash routine. So I just wash them the way they are, and so far it's been great. I haven't had any issues with my locks, so it's not been loosening or unraveling, anything of that sort. So that's what I've been doing, but now I'm realizing that I do need to braid those front parts for it to not unravel. So I think I need to put that extra effort in just braiding the little strands. So yes, that was one of my experiences. The hair loss was real, and now trying to get those new growth, the lock again, has been a bit of a challenge because they keep unraveling. But I do know what to do, and I do recommend that too as well. If you ever experience this, is those new growth, the new ones that are coming, you're trying to lock again, you have to braid them. I recommend braiding it first before you go into your wash routine. No matter how many strands there are, try to put them in a position whereby the water, when you go into your wash routine, it doesn't cause it to unravel after, and then you go back into re-locking it again and all that good stuff. So yeah, so that's what I recommend. That was my experience with postpartum. All right, so let's get into the next experience, how postpartum impacted my Microlocs journey. All right, the second thing I'm going to talk about is how my retightening schedule went out of whack. All right, so I had cultivated a retightening schedule of every 6 weeks from my last retightening, and after I gave birth, that schedule was kind of out of the window. So it was now when I actually had the time to, I could get away from my responsibilities, you know, with the new baby and whatnot. I would have to schedule it around when I was available to do that, or when things lined up in such a way that would allow me to go ahead and meet my appointment or keep the appointment. So yeah, so I definitely experienced periods where my retightening, my in-between retightening was about 3 months. My loctician was not happy, I tell you. She wasn't happy with that because there was a lot of growth that she had to get through, and we spent, I think she was pretty fast though. Considering that it was 3 months in between, she was able to get through my hair in 3 hours, which I was impressed. It wasn't bad at all. And I had quite a lot of new growth. But one thing that I did imbibe is, firstly, I got myself some retightening tools, some Microlocs retightening tools, so I could retighten even if it's a small part, because hey, you know, having your Microlocs look unkept when you're going for those doctor's appointments or when you're going out in general. So you want to try to make them look neat, at least the front parts of it. So I do recommend learning how to retighten your hair yourself. Retightening your hair yourself is definitely a good tool to have in your toolbox, knowing how to do it, just in case if if the period from when you last had your retightening is running a little bit longer than you anticipated. So just getting some of them done at the front would have your hair looking neat, you know, for when you need to go out, or if you have an event soon and you're not able to get to that optician, you're at least able to take care of some of them in the front, so that, you know, it gives that illusion that, you know, things are kept together, things are put together. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys the retightening tools that I got from Amazon. I'm going to also put a link down below in the caption. Now, I couldn't find exactly this one, the one that I got, because I think it's been a while. I've had it for like at least a year, but I found something quite similar to it as well. So I'm going to be linking that below. So please check that out. All right, so in this, it's a 9-piece crochet hair tools, and they have different sizes that, based on how fat your locks are or how thin they are, they have different sizes that would help you with locking them. So this is like a DIY, do-it-yourself interlocking tool. And I think some also locticians as well have this tool too as well. But this is definitely a must-have in your arsenal. So this is what it looks like. So this is one tool that it comes in. Can it focus on it? Yes. All right, so that's one tool. This is another tool. This is another one here. Another tool here. They're like in different, you see the holes? This hole is where your locks would go into, and this part up here would kind of like hold it in place while you go in and you retighten your roots. It's a learning process, but it's something I highly recommend that you know. And also it came with this. So this is like this is a tool to help like if there are any strands sticking out of your locks. This tip here, when you go in and out of the lock, it's kind of like you're poking the additional strand that's sticking out of the lock to go back into place to make it more, you know, cohesive, I would say. And then I also had a crochet tool, but it didn't come with it. This is a crochet tool that I've always had. So this definitely helped me during the process of retightening. So I had to, at some points when I knew that it was taking so long for me to be able to book an appointment or meet up with an appointment for retightening my locks, I would just retighten my hair. I had done it once, but it took me 4 days to get with the newborn, and 4 days, with a newborn and trying to retighten your whole head of hair. It took me 4 days. And in those moments, I was like, I am willing to pay whatever I need to pay to have someone else do it for me, because my hands were hurting, like, and staying up at night, because it was at night I would have the opportunity to actually retighten my hair and my baby to sleep. So doing that for hours, I would go to bed late, trying to retighten my hair, and I had to do it in sections. I did the front ones first, and then I did the back ones. But it took me a long while, and in those moments I was so grateful for locticians. So locticians out there, I really do appreciate you all, your business, the service that you offer to busy people, or to people that don't have the time or the patience to sit down. I say, on behalf, I do say thank you. Thank you for your services. You are appreciated. All right, so that was one thing. My retightening schedule was, you know, as things permitted, I would be able to keep it. Now that my baby's a little bit older, it is easier at this moment to schedule my retightening, or to maintain that 6-week appointment, at least anyways. It still gets a little bit drawn out a little bit, but still, at least it's not as much as 3 months. No. So now that my baby's older, it's become a bit easier to maintain that kind of schedule, you know, that's not too far out since my last retightening. Also, one thing I found is that when I don't retighten my hair as soon as I need to do that, I noticed that it's easier for them to start thinning out, because I guess because of the weight of the you're pulling at, my hair is pulling at the new growth and the length of the hair, and as it grows longer, not to say that it's heavy per se, each strand, but it does have a bit of weight in terms of pulling on the strand of the new growth. So I notice sometimes it thins out, more so maybe due to breakage, because now like it's pulling on just strands of new growth. So it's not the best outcome. So I've been working hard on maintaining a more frequent schedule, or a closer schedule from when I last retightened my hair. I've been trying to maintain that closer schedule so that I'm not having it drawn out for too long from the last time I had it retightened. So yes, so that has been my postpartum experience with Microlocs. The retightening schedule definitely has been impacted. All right, so I'm going to go into the next experience I would like to talk about with Microlocs while going through postpartum. All right, so the next thing I would like to talk about is my wash routine. Yes, the wash routine also got impacted. First of all, taking a shower when you have a newborn becomes a sport. You have to know, okay, you have to shower quickly. You have to, sometimes when you want to shower, it's not the ideal time of the day, and you're basically feeling tired from all the activities and all the tasks that you have to carry out, taking care of a newborn. So like, my wash routine was definitely impacted. I try to keep it as consistent as possible, because for me, those moments of taking a shower was like a me time. It was for me. It was a me time. So I definitely tried as much as possible to, to include my wash routines at those times as well, because it was an opportunity of just taking care of myself, and I felt good. I felt better whenever I went through that process. So I did try to stick to it, but I mostly found that I could wash my hair at night, at the end of the day, and sometimes I wouldn't do it in the time period that I would like, or in the timeline that I would prefer. But yeah, but it did get done eventually. And also with not retightening my hair as frequently as I would have wanted or preferred, I definitely the washes, or being more intentional about when I had my wash, when I washed my hair, helped with the aesthetics of the hair, especially when I didn't retighten my hair based on the schedule. So washing definitely helped those periods of time with the aesthetics, with how my hair looked. Helped to look neat, even though I had a lot of new growth showing. So, but yes, my wash routine was definitely impacted as a result of not having a lot of time to get it done. But I would recommend being consistent with your wash routine as much as time allows you. Trust me, you will feel good when you get it done, taking care of yourself during that postpartum time, when everything is mostly more about the baby. But those moments of taking the time out to do your wash routine, get your hair clean and whatnot, it will definitely feel feel soothing, and also it would feel like you've accomplished something for yourself. So yeah, definitely I appreciate it, or I enjoy those moments when I did get to wash my locks, and my locks thanked me for it because they did look good. They look better when that was done. All right, so that is that with the wash routine during postpartum. Let's get into the next point that I would like to talk about. All right, so the next thing I would like to talk about is going to bed with your hair covered. Or in this case, my hair wasn't always covered when I went to bed. You know, as a new mom, when you fall asleep, sometimes you just fall asleep. Like it's not like a prepared procession of going to bed. Like you're going to change to your pajamas. You maybe wash your face, put on your hair bun, then you go to bed. No, this time period was a period whereby wherever I fell asleep or whatever process, I just fell asleep, right? So sometimes my hair wasn't really covered, those points in time when I would fall asleep. And trust me, it wasn't like, my locks didn't like it. So in the sense that, you know, when you have locks, your hair can easily attract lints, or lints can easily stick to them. And sometimes you think that, maybe you go to bed with a silk pillow, or you don't see lints on your bed when you go to bed. But sometimes, you know, those lints are really hard to see, and they are there. You don't think they are, but they are there. So they're on your pillowcases, they could be on your shirt, it could be something, it could be a blanket, it could be a lot of stuff. But so I recommend having your hair covered at those points in time when you're going to bed, or if you think that you may be that you might just want to lay down a little bit and you probably will fall asleep from there. I would recommend having a hair covering. I have been so intentional now with covering my hair, because I observed that a lot of the locks at the bottom, at the back of my hair mostly, and sometimes now I notice on the sides, some strands in the sides, they have some lints. And you know, once they're in there, once your locks have lints in them, it's hard for them for you to get out. Actually, I think from what I've asked, because I've asked for solutions to it, I think you can't really actually get rid of them. The only option would be to cut it off and then grow a new lock in its place. But so I cannot emphasize enough being intentional with your hair covering when you're going to bed. Like, that is very key to ensure that your locks they don't grab on lints, they don't have lints attached to it, because once they're in there, it's either that's it. And maybe if you catch it quickly, if it's still not fully embedded into your lock, you may be able to detach the lint from your hair. But yes, but you don't want to have that. You don't want to have that as an issue. You don't want to have to address that. So I recommend, please going to bed with your hair bonnet. Just be intentional about it. Sometimes I go to bed without it at first, and then I wake up in the middle of the night, or somehow I wake up and then I'm like, I need to put on my hair bonnet. I go look for it and I put it on. Like now, sometimes when I go to bed and I don't have, or when I fall asleep or lay my head down and I don't have a covering on I'm not really at rest, so I just get up and I just put on the hair bonnet. So that's one thing, that's a lesson that I learned. I knew it, but I didn't really, I was reminded of the importance. Let me put it that way. I was reminded of the importance of making sure that your hair is covered when you go to bed. Okay, and also sometimes when you're going out, you're wearing a jacket that has lint on it or has a tendency to attract lint. Maybe put a scarf around your neck so that the bottom, especially as my hair is growing longer. Thank you guys. I know you guys can notice it's grown longer. But yeah, it has most definitely grown longer. But as my hair's growing longer, you know, it's now kind of like resting, the back part of it anyways, is resting on my shoulders a little bit. So I have to be extra cautious or conscious of the jackets I wear or the shirt I wear, because the tip of the lock can easily just pick up lints. So sometimes I would put a scarf, and this is actually something my loctician, I think I've mentioned it in one of my videos, but yes, my loctician had taught me to put a silk scarf on the top of whatever shirt I'm wearing or jacket, just so that there's that barrier between the outfit you're wearing that could potentially have lint on it or trap lints, that there's that barrier between that and your hair, so you protect your locks. All right, so that is definitely one pointer that I definitely wanted to mention and encourage, that hair bonnets are, you know, they're a blessing if you have locks. All right guys, so those are the points I wanted to go over in this video based on my postpartum experience while in locks, right? And so if you do have any comments, please put them down below, or if you have any tips that you'd like to share with the rest of the viewers, please don't hesitate to put them down below as well. And yeah, so please, you're welcome to go through my videos. I do have other videos on some hair products reviews and also my journey with Microlocs as well. So please don't hesitate to go through my library of videos and yeah, click on them. And if you like this video or you like my channel, please like this video, please subscribe. Thank you very much for your support, guys, and I will see you in the next video.